Hey, what is going on, guys? Today we're going to talk about the Apple Watch Series 2 and if it is still a good device to use here in 2020. If you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button and let's go ahead and get started. So this is my personal Series 2. This is the only Apple Watch that I have ever owned. I bought this thing brand new back in 2016, I believe, whenever it came out. I think that's about when it came out. But yeah, this is the only one that I've ever had, and I'm still using it every single day with no issues whatsoever. So when I originally got this watch, it is the 42mm space gray, and it had a black woven nylon band. Well, about 2 years ago, that band had pretty much seen everything, so it was time to replace it. So I replaced it with this product red nylon band, and I do have to say this new nylon is a lot better than the previous one. And this, of course, is the new Sport Loop. Now, I do have a video of installing this band and unboxing. I'll put a link to that right above in the corner for you. Now, let's talk about the design of the Apple Watch. So, it's kind of similar to the ones we have today. Of course, the Series 4 and 5 are bigger than this watch, but I think the 42mm, which is the one I have here, like I said, is a great size. It's about the size of the iPod Nano 6th generation. But yeah, this is a really good size watch. It fits perfectly on my wrist. I really like how simple it is. I mean, you have the digital crown on the right side, and then you have the other button here, and on the left side you do have your speaker. On the back of the watch is your heart rate monitor, and that's pretty much it. Now for the screen, like I said, this is the 42mm. This is actually a OLED display, which is pretty crazy when you think about it, this tiny little display. So it's an OLED Retina, and this of course has the Force Touch, so if you press down harder on the display, you can access some different features, and it all depends on what you're doing for those features. Now the 38mm is smaller than this, and at the time I thought the 38mm was too small. Overall, the screen is really nice. It's crisp. It is an OLED panel after all, so you get those deep blacks, those bright whites. It's a really good looking screen, and all the watch faces just look great on it. The colors are fantastic. Very good screen. And of course, this screen is very durable since it is a watch, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. For the battery life, I have not seen any degrading of the battery on this Series 2. Apple says you can get up to 18 hours, and I think that is completely true. Now, of course, it all depends on what you're using your watch for. So there's some days I go where I'm not using the watch whatsoever, and I'll only use about a fourth of the battery life. Now, some other days when I'm using it a little more, maybe doing a workout, maybe taking a bunch of phone calls, it's about half or maybe a little bit over half. But most of the time, I can get 2 full days out of this watch, no problem whatsoever. So the battery in this thing is really, really good. Now let's talk about the performance. So this was a big jump from the Series 1 because the Series 2 now has a dual core processor. Now when you compare it to today's watches, it's pretty slow. I mean, applications take a good amount of time to load up. However, though, when you're in an application, navigating it isn't too bad. It's still pretty smooth. The load times, though, are just ridiculous on this thing. The boot up time on this watch takes forever. Going into applications, if they're not already open, takes forever. So yeah, it's pretty slow compared to today's watches, but from going from the 1 to the 2, this thing was a pretty big jump. So overall, performance is okay. I don't do a ton of things on the watch. Like I said, I'm either taking phone calls, doing a workout, or maybe sending a quick text message at the most, maybe changing a song or something. So for those kinds of things, it's no problem whatsoever. Now let's talk about the durability here. So like I said, I've had this watch brand new, worn it every single day since I got it. And durability wise, this thing has held up great. I've took it through water. I've done, some work in it, so it's been abused slightly. It's been hit on things before, And the only damage I noticed, I've never dropped the watch before, but the only damage I notice is there's a few minor scratches on the display. They're not deep scratches, they're not intruding the display, like they're not really noticeable unless you look for them or hold it up in the light. But that is it. That is the only problems that I have with the durability on this thing. The space gray paint has held up great. There's no chips or anything on the watch body itself. It's just those little scratches right here. And the other durability thing was the nylon band. That really wasn't a well-built band. It did not like water, it did not like sweat. That thing was really nasty when I took it off to replace it with this Product Red. So the band wasn't that good, but the watch itself has held up phenomenally. Okay, so final verdict here. Can you still use this watch in 2020? And the answer is absolutely. This thing came with watchOS 3, but it's still being supported. So we do have the latest version of watchOS 6. Now you're not going to get all the features of watchOS 6, things like, the noise and some of the different heart rate, different things like that. But you still get a good amount of features, and the main thing here is it's still receiving updates. So that is pretty incredible to me, and I'm still using it every day. So you can definitely still use this thing. And if you want to pick up an Apple Watch, you can just hop on eBay, hop on Facebook Marketplace, or just find somebody selling a Series 2, and you can pick these things up probably for less than $130, I would say, all day long. So guys, those are my thoughts about the Series 2 watch. I absolutely love it, still my daily watch, and I don't see myself upgrading anytime soon, unless the Series 6 is just something insane. But anyways guys, let me know, do you have an Apple Watch? Are you still rocking a Series 2, maybe a Series 1? Or are you to the latest and greatest right now? But anyways guys, that's all I got for you today. Thanks for watching as always. All the support on the channel lately has been unbelievable. I thank you guys so much for that. Be sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, drop a comment down below, and I will catch you all in the next video.